Hi guys, it's Megan and welcome back to another video. And so today I thought we'd talk about college and I just in the last week of my first year of college, so I thought I'd give you guys a few tips and tricks for college and stuff, like if you're starting next year or something. Just a few things I learned over my first year, things to do, things not to do, stuff like that, because I definitely made a few mistakes this year that I kind of wish I could go back and change, but obviously I can't. So yeah, that's what this video is about. Before we get into it though, I just want to apologize for not posting on Monday. It's just that, like I said, it's the last week of college, so I've had a lot of essays and assignments and stuff due, so yeah, sorry about that. This is going up a bit late. But my exams start in 2 weeks and I've only got 2 exams, and then I've got the whole summer off, so I'm definitely going to be doing a lot more videos. I'm doing a lot of hand gestures today. Sorry about that as well. Okay, so let's get into the video. Okay, I thought I would start off with the social aspect of college first because I feel like that's a very important part, and also most colleges and stuff won't have you hand in assignments and things until later because they'll give you time to get used to college and everything. So I thought I'd give you some tricks for social aspects of college. First tip for making friends or being social in college is to join societies, join loads of societies. Okay, actually the amount of societies you join doesn't matter. What matters is that you actually go to society events and stuff like that. I joined quite a lot of societies, but I only went to 3 society events, and that was the Science Fiction and Fantasy Society, the Hispanic Society, and the Harry Potter Society. So first I went to the Hispanic Society, having a TV night kind of thing, which I thought would be really interesting, and I went to it. But I didn't really like it. It was the first event I went to. It was first semester, first year, and I went to it, and I didn't really like it because it seemed to be the committee and then 1 or 2 other people that weren't on the committee, but the committee weren't really involving other people. They were just sitting there in their own group talking to themselves, so it was really disconcerting for new people who wanted to talk to people and stuff. It just felt very awkward. I just sat there on my own the entire time, and it totally put me off going to any more society events until the second year, because I knew when I started college that I wanted to get involved in a society. I wanted to end up on the committee of a society. So when it got to second semester and I hadn't gone to any other society events, I was like, you are never going to get on the committee unless you go to society events. So I saw that the Harry Potter Society were having a quiz night, and I thought that would be a good thing to go to because it meant that people would have to talk to each other, because obviously you have to be in teams and things. So I went, and they split everybody up into their houses. So I was with Hufflepuff, obviously Hufflepuff pride, and it was really good because not only did we all have our love for Harry Potter in common, but we also had our Hufflepuff traits in common in the group. So it was a great way to get to know people and talk to people and stuff, and then answering questions. And obviously since we were Hufflepuff, we were in last place, so we just started giving joke answers instead of proper answers, because we forced the person who was correcting them to give us extra points for really funny answers. We still lost in the end, but it was all in all, it was a great night. And from then I started going to more Harry Potter events and coffee mornings and nights out, nights in the pubs and stuff like that. It was a lot of fun. I got really friendly with loads of people in the society and stuff like that, and we became quite close, and I'm quite friendly and friends with some of them now. Coffee mornings is another good thing to go to because they're used to people who haven't shown up to other events showing up to the coffee mornings. They're used to people they've never seen before showing up, and they're always really friendly. You just have a cup of coffee, eat a couple of biscuits, talk about loads of things. I've been to a few where we have not talked about Harry Potter at all. We've just talked about loads of other things. But yeah, societies are a great thing to get involved in because it automatically means that the people in the society have the same interests as you. Either Harry Potter, or, you know, science fiction or fantasy, things like that. Or, you know, if you're into politics, join a political society. If you're into drama, join a drama society or a music society, stuff like that. Because it means the people in the society automatically like the same things as you. So it already gives you something in common, something that you can like build from. So yeah, that's a great way to make friends. The second tip, social tip I have, is to go on trips. If you can, I know like not everybody can afford to like go on holidays and stuff, but some societies even just have like, you know, short trip up, you know, somewhere else, or like to a festival or something. I know the Archaeology Society, I'm an archaeology student, which is why I joined the Archaeology Society, but I know they did like some trip overnight to, I don't know, somewhere or other where they were doing like the winter solstice festival here in Ireland. They went to that, which, you know, wouldn't be too expensive. It was just an overnight sort of trip thing. I didn't go, but it sounds like it was fun. The few people who went from my class, they said it was pretty fun. I myself went to Madrid with the Hispanic Society. I don't do Spanish. I haven't done Spanish since I was in primary school, but my friend is public relations officer for the Hispanic Society, so she kind of made me join. But it was great fun because like just Madrid is like such a nice city, and I was in a room with three other girls and two of us. Two of them, and I became really good friends with. One of them was actually in my archaeology class as well, so like I still talk to her. And the other one I don't talk to as much, but like, you know, it was a nice trip because I was in a room with some really nice girls and we were all interested in doing the same things. And some people would like go out every night, and we weren't about that. We went out the first night and then we went out the last night. But we did like, you know, a lot of stuff. We got to walk around the city and stuff. It was really cool because our tour guide sort of showed us around how to get around the city the first few days. We were there for 5 days. So the first 2 days he showed us how to get around the city. And then from there you could just do things by yourself because you knew how to get around, and you didn't really need to like know that much Spanish to survive in Madrid. So it was grand. It was just a lot of fun and like, you know, great way to like make friends and stuff like that. Yeah. Third great way to make friends is to be on a committee. And like I got the position of events manager. There's two events managers, and I got one of the positions of events manager on the Harry Potter Society, which I was really lucky to get because, like I said, I didn't start going to society events until really late. So I was afraid a lot of people wouldn't know me and therefore wouldn't vote me in. But I was lucky that a lot of people didn't apply for the position. So yeah, I got in there. But you don't have to wait until the end of the year to apply for a committee position because most committees and societies are looking for freshers reps, first year representatives, or like international representatives. So like if you're a first year or an international student, you should like apply for one of those because then you're like, it's your job to get people in like your group to join the society. So it's a great way to meet like either a lot of first years or to meet a lot of international students and like get them to join the society. And then obviously you get really close with the rest of the committee members and like society members and stuff like that. But like I said, I'm on the committee for next year, and there's like we've had a few meetings already, like of the society, just like to hand over responsibilities and to like understand what we're going to be doing next year and stuff. And so I can already tell that the committee's going to get really close. A lot of them already know each other, but they're really friendly, like really involving, like you know, I already feel like one of the group, and I can already tell we're going to get really close next year. And it's just a great way to make friends because you're all gonna like have to hang out a lot at like meetings and like stuff like that and events and things. So it's another great way to make friends. So yeah, those are my 3 tips for like socializing in college. I know they all have to do with like societies, but honestly when you're in such a big place with so many people, it's like the easiest way to make friends because it narrows down the amount of people you have to talk to and things like that. So yeah. Okay, So my next list of things, my last list of things, has to do with like education. Obviously, like the things you'll be doing in college after socializing. My number 4 tip for college is to pick classes that you like. I picked, my degree is in archaeology and classical studies, and then in first year you have to do at least 3 or 4 classes. I did 3, and my third subject is sociology, but I'm dropping that and keeping the other 2 because you can only do 2 for your degree. So I'm an archaeology and classics student, which is fine because I liked all 3 of those things. Well, I liked what they thought they were. At the start of the year, it turns out I don't like sociology that much, but it was fine because they only had 2 classes in them. And they were both last semester, so I didn't have to continue doing it this semester because I don't think I would have been able to survive that. But yeah. But the part that really annoyed me and that really let me down were my electives, because electives are like your way to branch out, you know, because you can pick things outside your subject, outside your degree entirely. Next year I want to do forensic anthropology, which is a science subject, obviously, but I can do it as one of my electives, which is great. But this year I really did bad in picking my electives because I chose study skills and an art history class in the museums of Dublin because I heard they were both easy classes, and in fairness they were, but I did bad in both of them because I just was not interested in them at all, and I cannot work on things I don't like. At least if I somewhat like the class, you know, I can put more effort into it, but I just did not like either of those classes, so I just couldn't do it. But yeah, I mean, that was my own fault. Don't pick classes that are easy, pick classes that you're interested in, because a class can be the easiest class in the world, but if you have literally no interest in it, you're not going to put any effort in, and you probably won't do well in it in the long run. My 5th tip is when you're planning out your timetable, like when you're picking your classes, for my college at least, like lectures, you can't decide when you're going to take a lecture, but tutorials, you decide the times for those. So I would suggest when you're making your timetable of classes and stuff, leave gaps in the middle of the day, A, to eat, and B, when it comes to like studying and stuff, working on assignments and things halfway through the year, it's easier to do it if you're already in college. Like, you know, if you've got a 2-hour gap between class, go to lunch for one gap and then work on your assignment for the second gap. It's easier than like trying to get yourself to do it when you're at home, or trying to get yourself to go into college and do it in the library at the weekends and things like that. It's just way easier to do it if you're already there, if the things are already there, if you're like forced to stay anyway because you've got a class in a few hours that you have to go to, sort of thing. It's a lot easier if you leave gaps, and then it also gives you opportunity to like meet up with friends and stuff that are at college even when you don't have assignments and things. Like, you know, one of your friends has the same gap as you or something like that, you can meet up and hang out for a while. It like breaks up the day. It's way easier, because I know I've had days that were really long and they were like filled with classes, because in the first semester I was like, fill all the classes, and then it just was too much. And also when it came to essays and stuff, I had to force myself to do them a lot more. My number 6 tip for college is, hold on, make a timetable of like your essays and stuff. Okay, this one isn't that well. My one for first year was way better because I did it on Excel and like I left it on the computer. I didn't print it out, but this one I printed out, and then I got a lot of things wrong, so I had to do it all over. But basically it's like you have the times of like when your things are due, and then like what it is, how many words it is, or like how many pages and things like that, what percentage it is, and then like a box to like tick off if you've done it. So this is what it looks like, and it's just like really handy to have, because you can look through it and be like, oh, it's February 8th at the moment. I have an essay for archaeology due on the 21st. It's 1,700 words and it's worth 30%. So then you can say, okay, I have one due on the 24th. For art history, it's 1,500 words and it's worth 30%. But for art history, I had 5 essays and I only had to do 3 of the 5. So I decided to not do that one because I could do the other ones later, and that way I would have more time to spend on this one, because this one probably would have been bad because I only would have had 3 days to do it after the other one. So it just kind of like helps you figure out when to do things and stuff. And then like also having the percentages here helps, because you can say like, I have an essay worth 30% due on the same day as an essay worth 50%. I should start the 50% one earlier, so because obviously it's worth more than the 30% one, stuff like that. So it just really helps you like plan out when to start things and like how much effort you're gonna have to put into them and stuff like that, you know, like. But it also just helps like organize and structure when you're gonna start things, when you should start things, if you have things due on the same day, which one you should start first. Like if you have 2 that are both worth 50%, but one has a way higher word count than the other, you should obviously start the first one first. Stuff like that. It just really helps like structure and organize all the things you have to do, because trust me, in first year, when you like look at all the things you have to do, it looks so daunting. And then when you're actually like going through the motions of the year and stuff, someone will like sit down next to you and be like, just start that essay that's due next week, and you're just like, what essay, how many words is it, when is it due, what is it on, oh my god, I don't know what's happening. So it's just handy to like have it there so that you can be like, okay, what date is it? It's this date. When do I have the next essay that's due? Okay, it's not due for another 2 weeks, I can wait it out a little bit or something like that. So it's just handy to know when you're supposed to start things and stuff like that. So yeah, that's a timetable. I think you should definitely do that, at least for first year. I'm definitely going to do it for next year and everything, but for first year, when you're like starting out with all the things you have to do, it's definitely a good thing to have. Tip number 7 for college. When you're writing essays and stuff like that, it's kind of hard, it's really hard to get into them. And like, I've had a few times where I'm there like the last night of an essay and I'm just like, I need 300 more words before I'm even at the minimum word count kind of thing. So it can get really stressful. So a tip for writing essays is to review your resources and like things you're going to use early. So like, let's say you're going to use an article online. I'd say it's probably going to take you 15 minutes, half an hour to read it. So just take out your copybook. While you're reading it, write down things that you'll like put in the essay. So, you know, if it's giving you information on Neolithic house. I was doing a project on Neolithic houses recently. So if it like gives you some information on a Neolithic house that you're like, oh, that's really good, I'll put that in my essay, write it down. And then like obviously write what page and stuff it is so that you can reference it properly later. But just write it down. You go through the essay, you go through the thing you're reading or whatever, write down all the things that you're gonna like put in your essay or that might be useful. You don't have to use them all, but just like have them all there. So that like, and then that's it, you're done. You don't have to read another one until the next day, or you don't have to start writing your essay. If you just like have it there, you know, in your thing, because like reading your resources, getting references and stuff for your essay, that's actually one of the hardest bits. Once you actually have all that, writing the essay is easy. It should only take you a little while to like actually write it. So in like the week or so leading up to, you know, leading up to you writing the essay, maybe once a day or twice a day, read a resource you're going to use, or like watch a resource if it's a video or something like that, and like just jot down some notes from the resource, and then that's it. You don't have to start writing the essay or anything. And then like once you've read all your resources, or you know, you've read enough of them, or you're running out of time and your essay's due, then you can start writing. And it's way easier when you have them all there, because trust me, you can write an essay in one night. The writing it is not hard, it's the reading the resources and like getting the information you need. That's the bit that takes up all the time. So like I've started reading resources for an essay, let's say like a week before it's due. And then I will write the essay the night before it's due, and it'll be fine, it will look great and everything because I've got all the stuff I need in it. Whereas if I start actually writing an essay like 3 days before it's due and I haven't read anything, it's normally like a big mess, and I'll like copy and paste paragraphs and like move them around and be like, this doesn't fit in anywhere, it has nothing to do with the question, but I just needed to finish writing. So yeah, you know, start early reading things. The writing part, that's normally quite easy. Okay, tip number 8, my last tip, is find someone to study with. It doesn't have to be like studying for exams, it can even be like if you're writing an essay. I always find it way easier to concentrate and to focus if there's someone there with me. Do you know? Because it's kind of like, obviously it depends on your friends. Don't get like your chattiest friend to come with you to study, because obviously they're going to keep distracting you. Get someone who also has an essay due around the same time as you, or like, you know, has to study for an exam that's due the same time as you. So that way you're both sort of like, you know, you're both concentrated on doing it. You don't have to talk to each other. It's just nice to have someone there, because I don't know, it always makes me feel like I have to get something done, because I'm like, someone's watching me. I have to do this. I have to like work on this because they're gonna, you know, give it to me if I don't work. The only times I've ever studied with someone is with my friend. She's in like second year English. She also does classics, but most of the time we're studying, like, she's studying English and I'm studying archaeology. So they don't have to even be in the same class as you. It's just like someone there to like keep you motivated, to like keep you going because you know they're watching you, kind of thing. Also, like, they probably get you out of the house as well. Like, if you go to a cafe or something, I always like work more productively when I'm like in a cafe or something, because I'm like out of the house. I'm like, no, I have to get to a certain word count before I can leave, kind of thing. You know, I set goals like that for myself as well. So yeah, have a friend with you, I think, is a good thing. Obviously, not, like I said, not someone who's gonna like talk your ear off the whole time. Someone who also has to focus because they also have something to do. But it's just like, so that way you can both focus together and you can both sort of keep each other motivated and keep each other going. And it also means when you take a break, you're not taking a break to watch TV or, you know, play a video game or something like that. You're like taking a break to like talk to someone, which can like still be stimulating to you. It's not like you're just sitting there or like sitting there watching TV. It's like you both still have to talk to each other. You're both like still keeping your minds active, so that when you go back to writing, it's like your minds haven't shut off and you don't have to like turn them back on and then like figure out how to write and everything. So yeah, that's that one. Okay, that's it. That's all the tips I can think of at the moment. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see me complain about the amount of study I don't do, follow me on Twitter. If you want to see pictures of me occasionally studying, follow me on Instagram. I'll link both down below in the description bar. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!